welcome back to another She's the Boss interview. Today I'm joined by Valler, who is the founder of Habakuk. Lauren, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello.
Habakuk is such a really exciting name. Tell us about the business and how you came up with the name.
Yeah.
Hearing the name, you wouldn't necessarily know what it is.
Yeah, of course. It's really interesting. It's quite unique as well. But I guess if you're familiar with the Bible, you might have come across Habakkuk spelled slightly differently. So part of the passage in the Bible teaches us about living by faith. It also teaches us about patience, writing things down. There's a lot of messages in there. And we really liked the ethos, so we brought it to the business. We follow similar methods with our candidates and with our clients. We always make them write them down. We make them write them down. We've got a really good ethos. We've got a really nice culture. So the brand kind of represents that.
What does the business do? You haven't shared that with us.
Yeah, so Habakuk Recruitment, we specialise in marketing recruitment. So essentially we work with companies of all sizes, startups through to big corporates, and we'll support them with their marketing team. So that could be anything from a marketing assistant through to a marketing director. We will proactively source candidates for them, we'll interview for them, and we'll find them the right fit. We're really high on our efficiency, so we're not a CV shuffler. We only send 3 to 5 people per role. So yeah, we're quality over quantity.
And what sparked your initial interest in recruitment, and then after that into business specifically?
Yeah, of course. I'll be really honest. I don't think recruitment is 100% my passion. I was just good at it, and I could earn good money from it, which is why I did the charitable side of the business where we give back. So 10% net profit goes into various causes, and that's really close to my heart. So that's the fulfillment that I needed to be able to start a business and find happiness and kind of fulfillment in what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. And what was the process of you kind of going out from work into business? What kind of spurred you on to do that? And how did you do it?
I don't think I planned it. I'm quite spontaneous when I want to be, and I just remember sitting in the office one day and I was looking out the window, and I describe it as like feeling like a bit of a bird, and I was like trapped, and I just was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like this isn't my calling, and I just took that leap of faith. Admittedly, I did it a bit too risky. I just got my mortgage, and I was literally just going for it. And then I didn't originally start in recruitment. Being an entrepreneur, I tried like sports and fitness because I've got a passion of that, and then I had to pivot and find what my niche was, and then since there it's been good.
So with the kind of sports stuff, did you actually start a business, and what happened?
Yeah, when I started it, I did imported stuff from China. I did the website. I think that was my baby. It was like my testing that I could do something, but it didn't bring in enough revenue for me to be able to build a sustainable business. So I had to kind of humble myself. I loved doing that stuff, but I was like, come on, what are you good at, and what can you build an actual credible business on? So yeah.
How long did it take for you to make that decision?
I can't put my finger on how long it took. It was like a transition. It was like one day I was like, I'll just try a bit of this, see if I can bring a fee in, and then it propelled, and I got quite a few, and I just thought I can't ignore that. So yeah, I pivoted.
Did you feel any sort of kind of loss saying goodbye to the other business, or was it more just excitement to get on to this new one?
Well, you're an entrepreneur. You kind of have like, I don't know, you try new things, don't you? And you think, I'll give that a go. And it's good, but it's also a bad thing because you need to keep at something, because you have to be an expert, don't you, at it, rather than trying loads of different things. You have to stick at what you're good at. So, yeah.
So in the first year, what kind of were some of the high points, and what were kind of some of the low points that you remember?
High points were taking on new members of staff, so taking on people like Molly and being able to watch her come from no training and nothing to then pulling in fees and stuff and seeing her flourish. That was really, really rewarding for me. Another high point was when we won an award. That was really nice and humbling. Giving back, so feeding the homeless at Christmas, that was a high point. There's been a lot, but there's also been those. So yeah.
What share some of the lows? Because really, when people are sitting at home, sometimes it's good to hear the positive stuff, but really,
Yeah.
we're not in a positive space. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
good to hear what were the lows and how have you bounced back?
Overcome them. There's been a few. So we've had some bad things happen to us. Like, I don't know, it's just life though, isn't it? You just have to bounce back. But we did have a case of fraud and scam on the business, which wasn't great. So we lost a lot of money that wasn't recovered, which is really tough to deal with. But money's not my god, so it's just like pushing forward. Another low, maybe. I don't know. There's just been a few, but it's just persevering and staying strong.
And where do you draw that strength from? Because for me, when I was running my previous business, sometimes when I would have those lows, I would just be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I never used it, but where did you find that kind of bounce back ability from? And especially with something like fraud and scam, quite impractical.
Yeah. So there's probably three things that I would run to. The first one is always God. So I know that sounds like to some people that it might sound alien, but when I go to God and find that strength, I can overcome challenges. Second thing, family. They've always got your back. You know, you could fall out with your family, but they're always there for you. And third things, like friends as well. I've got some good people around me, and it's them that kind of motivate me and give me that like pull up that I need. So yeah. What about you? Am I allowed to ask you questions?
I would say pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Kind of a focus on what the end goal is going to be. I think that's like if I give up now, then I'm not going to actually get to the end goal that I have been focusing on for how many years. And also prayer is very important for friends and family. Although sometimes, and I said this before, friends and family can also be a hindrance because of the fact that they always want what's best for you. Seeing you upset or stressed, being an entrepreneur, part of the course. Sometimes they can dissuade you from continuing down that route because they don't want to see you stressed or upset. Yeah. So you have to pick who you go to, I think, quite carefully.
You sound wise. I'm going to pick your brains after this.
So, in terms of the business, you said you won awards. What was, when you started, what was kind of the key things that you wanted to achieve kind of in the first 5 years? And how long have you been running for? Is it 2 years?
Your second year of business, yeah.
So what were some of the goals that you set for yourself? Have you achieved them? What are some of the goals that you have yet to achieve?
Yeah, I'm going to be really real with you, and it's not going to be what you want to hear. So when we first started the business, I was very ambitious, like massive work ethic. I was a workaholic, like I was in the office all the time, grew the team really quickly, profits up, and we were doing really well. And then I had this revelation where I was just like, this isn't what life is about. Yes, we can be entrepreneurs and create, and some people want that. They want that big corporate business with lots of profits and people, but I actually humbled myself to be quite self-aware and think, do you know what, I want balance. So we did achieve what we wanted to achieve in that first year. We took those people on. We did really, really well, but then now I'm actually at a point where I'm wanting to not step back a little bit, but just offer a little bit more freedom to me and the people that are still with us. Like, I just want everybody to have a happy life and not have to be in that mindset, oh, I've got to go to work. I don't want that for people.
That's exactly what I want to hear. I think that's a great way to live. That's part of my philosophy.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a workaholic, I also like to rest. I like to have fun.
You've got a little kid as well, haven't you? Superwoman.
I didn't feel like it yesterday. I was on mommy duty all day. But yeah, I think there's something to be said about having a good work-life balance and also providing fun. How do you achieve that though, practically on a day-to-day basis? So for those who are watching who are kind of slaves to their business, how do you, I guess, reverse that?
Do you know what I think it is? A little bit of your mindset, honestly, because there's some days you'll have worked like from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, and then you'll look at it and you'll be like, what have I actually done? Like, what tangible results have I seen? So now I read this book as well. It's called Escape the 9 to 5, and it's all about when you channel your focus and you've got a certain amount of hours to do something, no distractions, you'll do it. So I think we can give ourselves a 12-hour day, or we can give ourselves a 5-hour day, but you can probably, if you really wanted to, get as much done in that 5 hours as what you could have done in that 12 hours. So I'm trying to train myself to get up, do the stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoon know that I've got a bit of freedom to enjoy life.
Yeah. And a bit of a background change, getting a bit noisy. So the question I was asking, systems and processes, how important has that been in enabling you to be more, I guess, flexible with your time and less change to your business?
Yes, very important. So we have a CRM system in place that is quite costly, but it's the backbone of the business, so that we can be able to track, monitor, and make our working more effective. But it's only as good as you use it, really. So you could have the best processes and systems, but you need to be able to have the behavioural change to keep, updating things. But yeah, it's really important. Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I do agree. I'm very, very much focused on systems and processes. That's kind of the ethos of my business, and supporting other businesses to be systems and process focused, so that, because people often start businesses because they don't want to work, or they don't want to work as much. They want to be more flexible so they can have time for family and children. But then they build a business that doesn't provide any form of flexibility, and that they are the center of it. And actually, simply by getting things like a CRM system, by putting together an operations manual and making sure that all the staff understand how to update these things and to contribute to them, and they're able to step away from the business a little bit more. Yeah. I think it's really important. And obviously, you didn't start that from the beginning, but you're only 2 years in, so you kind of did.
I learned the hard way.
Well, you learned it quickly, and some people make it to kind of year 4, 5, or 6 before they work that out, or they completely burn out. Yeah. So I think it's really important that you learned it so early on in your journey. Yeah. So you touched on before the fact that God really is your strength, and you said to me separately that you're Christian. How have you kind of how has your Christianity, I guess, worked with your entrepreneurial aspirations? And from both a personal perspective, how do you marry the two? But also externally, how do you find, because we're living in quite a secular society. Yeah. So how do you find that other businesses or individuals respond to your Christianity, I suppose? Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be for everybody, is it? I mean, I'm quite bold in in saying that I'm a Christian. I'm not scared of it, but I do think it doesn't mean that you have to include or exclude anybody. It's just love, isn't it? It's just how you treat people, how you do business. It's respect. It's good moral values, and I think some people might be turned off by that, and that's absolutely fine, but they're probably not the clients or the candidates that we would really want to work with anyway. It's just having that humbleness to be able to accept people for who they are. We don't go out screaming you've got to be this, that, and the other. We respect that everybody comes from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and we're all one. So yeah, I'm quite bold in it.
And how have you had any, and obviously don't mention any names, but have you had any experiences where you've had to step away from a client or step away from working with someone because they've been opposed to your Christian beliefs, or in opposition to
Not yet. I've had people question it. Of course, I've had people question it, and I'm just clear with them. And I think when I explain and communicate, it's fine. Maybe it's people's perception in the first instance, but no, touch wood, we've been all right. Although I did have a client once, which was really funny, and because we do stuff with homelessness, he called me and said, "Lauren, for these interviews, just to clarify, are we getting candidates that are off the streets?" But they're very separate. So we do the commercial business and then the homeless and the charity stuff. But yeah, it's just how we market it, isn't it? You get to be careful. Everybody interpret things differently.
Yeah. And how do you balance doing kind of the commercial stuff and then the charitable stuff? do you have a specific kind of time ratio? So I'm going to spend 70% of time here and 30% of time there, or is it just, how does that flow?
Bit of going with the flow. At Christmas, we probably did a bit more charity stuff because it's that time of year, but that's not to say that you should just do it at that time of year. But yeah, I did battle with that at one point, actually. I remember being really, really anxious about it because my heart is in that part, but my head and the commercials and the money is in the business. So it was just kind of finding that balance. And to be honest, I still don't feel like I found it. But it's a journey, and maybe I will.
And when you started the charitable, did you start the charitable stuff as you started the business, or did that come in later?
Pretty much, yeah. I knew from the offset that it was kind of, I needed something more. I was bringing in money, and I was like, this isn't making me happy. And then I met this wonderful young lady called Katerina, and she completely inspired me. And I just feel that she was an angel sent to me, and she helped me build the vision. She helped me build the charitable stuff, and she's still with me now, so it's cool.
And it's so important when you meet those people that really, I guess, inspire you, motivate you, or add to your business in some way. And as running a recruitment agency, obviously you know that you the talent. For those looking to take on new talent, what are some of the key things that you think that they should look out for? So just before you even answer that, for me, I was terrible at recruitment when I ran my first business.
Okay.
And I made really, really bad choices that led to really bad outcomes, including employment tribunals, theft, fraud, all sorts of random stuff. And I don't think that I ever really got to grips with how to get the best talent for the business. So what are some of the tips you recommend for somebody like me that's out there, needs to hire someone, can't really afford a recruitment firm, but needs somebody?
I think you have to be quite self-aware as a business owner. What is it that, not that you want, but what is it that your business needs? Because sometimes when we recruit, we kind of recruit like-minded people because they're like us, they're similar to us, but actually you need different strengths and different skill sets in your business. So I'd probably sit down with you, I'd make you do a brainstorm, and I'd write out all of the areas of your business, which is your weak points maybe. Then I'd help you write a personality kind of summary of what you might be looking for in a person, but I'd also assess you on your core values. So what's important to you? Is it respect? Is it work ethic? Is it flexibility? Those types of things, and just kind of put that into a job description for you. But obviously you do this yourself. But also when you do interview, have questions that are really close to your heart, because it's your baby, isn't it? And the people that you bring in, every hire is so important to you. So yeah, that's what I'd advise.
Okay, so moving on, where do you see yourself in the business in kind of 10 years' time?
10 years? It's a long time, isn't it? Okay, 10 years time.
That's a
really tough question.
Okay, let's say 5 years.
5 years. I'd like kids in 5 years. I want to be like you. You've got it together. You're a businesswoman. You got a kid. You got it together. But I would like to see the business in 5 years' time, offering a lot of autonomous working for women like you and I, and even blokes that want that level of flexibility, a company that will value them, that will look after them, that they can trust, and kind of giving people the opportunity to have consultant roles within the business. Also, I think that's where I see it. I'll always have this business. It will be something for life, but it's just kind of where it will develop into. So we've just started online e-learning courses to kind of take it more virtual. So it's just building on
that. Question that I meant to ask before and I forgot. You said that the lady that works with you, right, who has been your kind of greatest contributor, inspiration today?
Good question. A few people have inspired me. Like Branston's quite cool, isn't he? He's got it together. But I don't think there's been one person that I've been like, wow. And what about you?
Oh, Oprah.
Oprah. Oprah. Yeah. Okay, no, I like a bit of Oprah.
There's been a few people locally that I've kind of seen their journey
Yeah.
They've now been quite successful.
You inspired me when I met you. I liked what you had. I like your aura, and I also liked the fact that you've been a mom, but you carried on doing the business. I think you've been a strong woman, and you inspired me actually.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it makes me laugh because people always kind of see I'm kind of together mother in business, but you don't see me in the kitchen.
No. Shut up!
My neighbour might have something different. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
3 pieces of advice you give to a young woman about to start out in business.
Okay, so I did literally just before this, but what I wrote on the back of an envelope, I wrote, take risks, have faith and fun, and 3, balance.
Oh, fabulous. Balance in respect to work and life?
Yes, definitely. And actually, I'd probably put that as number 1.
Okay. What if you could go back to your younger self and give your younger self 1 piece of advice? What would you give?
Follow your heart.
What a lovely place to end. Thank you so much. If people want to find out more about you, about your business, where can they go to do so?
So they can go to our website and look at our new courses and download one, because that'd be really cool.
What's the web address?
www.habakukrecruitment.com. That's HABAKUK. They can follow us on Twitter, which is @HabakukRecruit. We're the same on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, and for any candidates that are looking for new opportunities, they can go on Reed, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed, and the tag is Habakuk Recruitment.
Wow. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Really enjoyed our conversation. And
thank you for having me.
I really look forward to seeing the business continue to blossom and seeing you continue to grow as an entrepreneur.
Likewise.
Thank you very much. And for those of you who are watching, if you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button so you can be the first to know when a new video is up. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. God bless.
Thanks. Bye.